What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Jesus Coin, and we've got some exciting stuff to talk about. Right, this is nothing out of the ordinary. This is nothing that any Jesus Coin supporter, believer, contributor would be surprised by. But we're going up. We're going up, and I really do think that this week is going to be the week that we commence this next move, right? If this week we're not above this high, then still I believe this move is what's commencing our move. You know, it'd be next week, but I don't think that we're going to find resistance here, right? I've been comparing this area here to this area here, and I have been saying that I think it's going to move a little faster, right? Here we had 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 5th week we broke out. Here we are on the 4th week, so it would make sense for moving a little bit faster to outpace it now. But maybe next week's whenever we actually break out. I don't know. But I don't think like this time where we broke out and then we stalled for a week and then we moved up, right? I don't think it'll be like that. I think this breakout will take us to that next level. I don't think it'll be like this in the sense that we move up that fast in that like that high in that short of a time. I think we'll probably move up to all-time highs, maybe just above, maybe just below, but somewhere up in this area, find some more resistance, consolidate, and then continue. I think this move, as it has been already, as the bear cycle move was, right? I feel like that is a bear cycle for Jesus Coin, right? It had a bear market in the bull market. This was more constructive than this was, right? A lot more constructive. The rounding out, the crab phase was a lot more rounded out. This was just a sharp V bottom, a lot more constructive of a move up. I don't see why we should expect that it's just going to go ballistic now. It's been controlled this whole time. So I think expecting a continuation of this controlled endeavor is wise, right? I hold on. Oof. Sorry, I had to breathe there, man. Um, and with that in mind, I think taking this high to low here, getting our expected targets anywhere from 6033, 6034 essentially, to 6043, somewhere in that area could be expected for this next move. After all, if we take this high to this low here, we did top off just below the 1414 there. The 1414 is an area that we topped off right over here as well. If we take this high to this low, we did actually, it would be, there's the low. We literally tipped the 1414. So Jesus Coin does like its 1414. Who's to say that we don't continue upwards, maybe topping off around this 1618 from this high to low, which it correlates with this high to low 1414 very well. The 1414 again being an area that we've topped off at significant times in Jesus Coin's history. Essentially that target, drum roll, the target would be at 6037 to 6038, somewhere like that, right? And we're at 6022 right now, so that's decent growth, and I would expect that to happen, over the next like week or two. I am expecting by the end of this month that we would see new all-time highs. I am actually expecting that, so maybe this move is a little bit shorter, right? We consolidate, and then at the end of the month we break out, or maybe it's bigger, maybe it's larger. I'm not giving enough credit, and then we consolidate more toward the highs, and then we continue to move up higher in December. I don't know, but if we're looking at this, I don't know, man. Maybe we're not at new all-time highs by the end of this month. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with the call that we're at new all-time highs by the end of the month. But it's possible. If we're not, don't be discouraged, you guys. Definitely don't be discouraged. It's definitely possible that we could stop here, right? This is our end of the month move, essentially, right? We're consolidating, and then the beginning of December, that's when we continue, and that's when we break highs. So if we don't see new all-time highs by the end of this month, don't be too discouraged. Regardless, I do think that we're going to continue to move up. Okay. And again, I want to illustrate this idea that I think this move overall will be bigger than this move. I just don't think it's going to move at the same pace. I think it'll be more constructive. So with that, I'm not expecting this next phase to go ballistic. I think it's actually going to be just like it has been, which is nice and controlled all the way up, right? And that's essentially like following that trend, right? But I don't know. I feel like I'm running out of things to say. I'm just blabbering at this point. Weekly RSI looking very bullish, very, very bullish, extremely bullish, about to see a run for sure. We get a week to close above this price here at this weekly high close at 60222, which, it's, is it Wednesday today? What's the date today? what's the date today? I know it's the 6th. It's Thursday. Oh, it's the 7th. It's Thursday on the charts. So I guess we're pretty close to the end of the week, yeah. Just a little bit more time. But if we can get the week to close above this line, that's all I'm trying to say, then that would validate what I'm saying, that we're moving up now. This is the beginning of that next move out of the consolidation phase, and then my assumptions that this is comparable to this, but we just consolidate for less time, those would be validated as well. So I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that over the coming days, over the coming weeks. If we look at the daily RSI, very bullish on the daily RSI. If we look at the 4-hour RSI, of course it's bullish. It might make sense to chill for a second though, right? If not, we could continue, but we'd have to continue rather immediately, and I don't think that we would press too much higher, and one way or another soon enough, between here or maybe at the highest 626, like 6026, sorry, but I don't even think we go that high. Somewhere soon, we're probably going to pull back, find a little bit of support down below around 602, maybe 6018, 19, something like that, and then we'll continue to move up. But essentially, yes, Jesus Coin is on a moon mission to new all-time highs. Hopefully, we can get those new all-time highs by the end of the month, but with the kind of thought that this move might not be as explosive as the last move, bigger overall, just more drawn out too on a time frame overall. Perhaps we don't break new all-time highs this month, but we get near that at the end of the month, and then it's the beginning of next month that we actually finally do break out. Either way, by the end of this year, new all-time highs, probably, if not by the end of this year, I would say more appropriately sometime in the first weeks of December or by the end of this month, but time will tell, right? Again, I'm just saying that because I know I've been saying I think Jesus Coin will be at new all-time highs by the end of November. I think I've been saying that since like the beginning of October, if not sometime in this move. I don't want anybody to get their feelings hurt if we're not there. If we're not at new all-time highs by the end of this month, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. We're fine, okay? It just the timing was a little off. And again, that might be my bad. That might be all of our bads, because we're comparing Jesus Coin to what it's done before, and it's very clearly not doing anything that it's done before. And it's had a very short life so far. So to just assume that it's going to do the same thing, that'd be too easy. Of course, it's probably going to do something different than it ever has before. But if this is going to be the move, right, that at the end of this move, however high up it goes, whether it's here, if this is going to be the move where we have a centralized exchange announcing at the end of it that Jesus Coin is being listed on their exchange, if this is that move, it's probably going to be more structured on the way up, right? You've got people with serious bags, people who employ market makers, right, who know how to squeeze charts for the most that they can get, right? They have bots, state-of-the-art bots, with capabilities that are unlike things that maybe the average person has access to. I'm painting a picture. Who knows if all of this is true, but I'm just saying it would make sense to me that if this is going to be a bigger phase up, that it might take longer. It's looking like it's taking longer so far, so why would I expect anything different from here on out, right? It's not just going to be a super controlled bear market, super controlled sideways market, somewhat more controlled upward phase than we had last time, right? It's noticeably different, a lot more tame. Why would I expect it to just get ballistic now? And it can. This is crypto. It's a low cap coin. At any given moment, you can just see this thing go through the roof. It's possible. But I think set our expectations more realistic. That way, if we do get that God candle, it's more of a surprise, more of a pleasant surprise. And then we're not just waiting on it and it never happens and we're like, is this thing broken? No, it's not broken. It's just taking more time. And of course it is. Of course it is. Look, I mean, the chart says it all right here. It looks a lot more constructive, and I think it'll continue to be constructive. And I'm repeating myself, so if the message got through, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. If the message didn't get through and this is a waste of your time, then Steve, go home, damn it. Stop watching these videos. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.